Welcome to Supercross Race Day Live, part of Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship. Jason Weigandt and Jim Holley here with your all-access pass to the Monster Energy Supercross Tour for 2009. It's opening day, and the track walk has begun. It's official. Supercross in 2009 has begun. The best riders in the world are out there scoping their lines. Jim, this is exciting. When we say the best riders in the world, we mean riders plural. There's a lot of talent ready to go to war on this racetrack.
You got the four best. You know, you got the reigning champion Chad Reed switching over to Team Suzuki. You got James Stewart, the 07 champion, switching over to Chad Reed's old ride on the Yamaha. You got Kevin Windham. Can he repeat? Michael Essie's back, and there's a plethora of rookies making the step up to that 450 class.
Yeah, and the rookies. Let's highlight it with Ryan Villopoto. His record on a lights bike is very enviable. Most lights riders would love to have the career that he put in on a 250F. Only got one Supercross championship, but a lot of wins, and 3 straight motocross championships. Highly anticipated his debut on that 450.
You know, I think if you look at Ryan Villopoto and you look at him, he's got some size to him. Yep. You know, I know Randy Lawrence is training him still. He put a little weight on him, about 10 pounds, put a little upper body strength on him so he can hang on to that 450. The main thing for Ryan Villopoto is just to start building the foundation here at Anaheim 1. I mean, don't come out and I talked to him yesterday. I don't think he's going to come out and like try to win this one. He's going to see where he's at because he doesn't know exactly how he stacks up against everybody else. You got to also remember a lights main event, 15 laps. We're going 20 now. A lights season is only 8. This is 17, so it's a long season to wrestle that 450 round. And you mentioned some of the other rookies. Brock Hepler on the factory Yamaha. This is going to be his rookie season in the 450 class. You got Cody Cooper from New Zealand on the Joe Gibbs Yamaha team. He's a rookie. His teammate Josh Grant, he's a rookie. And Ben Townley on the factory Honda, he's a rookie moving up. Unfortunately, Ben Townley's still healing up from some injuries. We'll see him round 7 or 8. He told me yesterday he just wants to make sure he's healthy. He doesn't want to make that mistake that he did in the outdoors. Starting a season injured. So he wants to make sure he's healthy, and we'll see him. But like you said, a lot of rookies, and it's been a long time since we've seen those rookies, that many of them, move up to the 450 class.
So you're looking at that Fast Four. Everyone's talking about Stewart and Windham and Reed and Villopoto and the rest of those rookies. And somewhere in between, there's a lot of talent that I feel like in the offseason kind of got left between the cracks. A lot of hype about Reed versus Stewart, Villopoto moving up, but there's a lot of guys in between. For example, that Honda Racing team, they've got a couple of studs over there, and they definitely think this could be the year they can get some wins.
Well, one of those studs you mentioned about, he's on his 2nd year. That's Ivan Tedesco. He's got to step up to the plate now. Ivan has to show Honda that he is worthy of that ride because he's going to be in contract negotiations later on in the year. Another guy that we, under the cracks, Michael Essie. We haven't seen him since that horrible crash he had at Redbud. He's back. He looks like he put on a little weight and some muscle. Michael Byrne, Timmy Ferry, the veteran on the Kawasaki. There's a lot of guys that could step up in between those 4 fast guys.
Absolutely. When we talked to those guys at our press conference yesterday, they all had to be looking at the stage saying, those are the 4 fastest. I think I can mix it up with them. So look out for also guys like Andrew Short, Davey Millsaps, and the rest. It's going to be a phenomenal season in the big class. And a little backup, we've got quite a war building in the lights class. Not only the rematch between Jason Lawrence and Ryan Dungey from last year's West Region Championship, but now we're bringing Trey Kennard, last year's East Coast titleist, in.
And I was surprised. Trey Kennard had that broken femur at Washougal during the National, and we haven't seen him. We missed him at the U.S. Open, and, I thought maybe he needed a little bit more time, but, a lot of these guys are looking forward to that 450 ride, and like Villopoto, he wants to switch the coast. He won the championship on the East last year. He wants to come out here and see what these hard-packed tracks are like. He wants to see some of these open stadiums, San Francisco, if we get some rain. Yep. He wants to see some mud races, unlike the East Coast, where the majority of the races are inside domes.
And then remember, he's got a teammate with Dan Reardon. He's back for his 2nd year. And you can never talk about the lights class without mentioning the Monster Energy Pro Circuit squad. They're going to have Jake Weimer out there. He's got a lot of hype behind him. And Ryan Morris, who nearly won a championship just 2 years ago.
And the interesting thing about Ryan Morris is, like you said, he almost won that championship. Last year he struggled a little bit. I think it took him a little while to get going. But, a lot of guys, when they change teams like that, he left Yamaha Troy, went over to Mitch at Pro Circuit, that kind of lights a little fire. And the reason why I'm saying is, remember Darcy Lange, everybody thought he was out. He comes out. He almost won that championship also. So a lot of guys. Weimer, he's getting a fresh start. He left the Geico Honda team going over to Mitch Payton. So that's going to be also a strong team. But like you'd mentioned, Jason Lawrence, we'll see which Jason Lawrence comes to Anaheim 1. There's been a lot of controversy. We haven't seen Jason Lawrence race a motorcycle since Texas, I want to say, because he got in trouble at Redbud, got suspended. We'll see what Jason Lawrence is coming with. He's got a lot on his plate. It's his own team. You know, he's got backing from, Monster Energy. He's going to supposedly a black Yamaha. Yamaha didn't like that. They wanted the blue Yamaha. I heard they cut his funding. So we'll see how he can rebound from all that adversity. And, what can you say about Dungey? We've seen him on a 450. I thought maybe he should move up, but he said, you know what, look, I want to stay back. I want to win a championship and move on.
It's really going to be interesting. Think of all the names that we just ran through. That's 20 or 25 big-name riders on big-name teams. This is going to be a phenomenal Supercross season.
Well, and something else you mentioned that, we talked a lot about those rookies going into the 450 class. That's going to take a lot of the privateer spots away, those guys in those last chance races that look forward to. And also something else new is the lights class, only 20 riders in that main event. We're used to the top 4 out of that last chance going. It is only the top 2 going now, so that's even fewer spots. So it'll be interesting.
Make sure you stay with us all day long. We'll have tons of videos here on supercrossonline.com. And if you come and join us live at the races, we'll have a special party in the pits. Jim and I will maybe talk to you and get your take on how Supercross is shaping up for the new year. So it's a whole new season. We're calling it Supercross Race Day Live. Stay with us all day, every day, when we go racing for the Monster Energy Supercross Tour.